do not discriminate. They will get on any warm body that walks through the grass outside. This is the flea pyramid, and so the adult flea that we see crawling around on your pet is actually only 5% of the life cycle. So this is like everybody studied the butterfly in school. This is an insect just like a butterfly. So these fleas will lay eggs, and they just pepper these little eggs all around your house and in the yard and everywhere. So you think of your dog as a salt shaker, because these flea eggs are like little pieces of salt. They're tiny, and she's just shaking them off everywhere they go. And then those eggs will hatch out and form this little larvae. This is like a little worm that crawls deep into the carpet and into the corners, and they like to go into dark places. So if they're out in the middle of your yard and the sun hits them, they'll dry out and they'll die. They like to go to darker places and under bushes and under sheds and under decks and things like that, and that's where dogs like to lay too, coincidentally. And so then they turn into this pupa stage, and this pupa is like a cocoon, but it's very sticky. So it sticks to the fibers of the carpet. You can't vacuum them up, and they can actually stay dormant in this cocoon for like 2 years if it wants to. And then they will sense when people and animals are in the house through the carbon dioxide and the vibrations and stuff, and they'll hatch out into a new flea. So this flea can turn into another flea in 30 days, or it could take a break and come out in 2 years. So the trick about a flea problem is once you have a problem, it takes about 3 months to get ahead of this life cycle, because you're treating the fleas on the dog, but you're not treating all these other things in the environment.
Right. So how would you tell the difference between, if the dog was at home and had fleas and was just itchy, and then if they had flea allergy, like dermatitis, and maybe needed to be on like antibiotics or something like that?
Right, that's a good point. So some dogs can have fleas, and you pull their hair back and you'll see that just scurrying away, there's tons of fleas on there. And the dog's not allergic to the fleas, so it's just a little bit of an annoyance, But other dogs can have one flea, and they're so allergic, they break out, and they get so itchy that they actually chew themselves, and they pull their hair out, and they cause little scabs on themselves with their toenails and their teeth, and they break out. So when we look at them, we look at the surface of the skin, and we look at the health of the skin, and not necessarily is it just bald patches, what is the health of the skin? Is it breaking out? Is there signs of bacterial papules and pustules and different things like that? So we can see, do we need which type of medication to stop the itching? Do we need to add an antibiotic? Do we need a special shampoo? Or what do we need to do? So fleas can be a real trick, and this time of year a lot of people come in with a flea problem, and it's fleas do not discriminate. They will get on any warm body that walks through the grass outside, and it's the hard thing is that you come in and your dog's really itchy and fleas are the problem, and we're like, okay, we got to take 3 months to get control of this problem.
And if you have multiple pets too.
If you have multiple pets, yeah.
Because then really they should all be treated.
Yeah, because fleas can live on dogs, but fleas, the scientific name of fleas is Tennocephalides felis. So it likes the felines, it loves the cats. And so sometimes cats can carry fleas and it doesn't even cause a problem. And so if someone has an outdoor cat, or their neighbor has an outdoor cat, and that cat comes at the night time and comes and sleeps on your front porch, and then your dog comes out and sits on that same mat, you could be getting fleas there. And then the fleas can be in the house and outside the house. So you got to treat the whole environment. Treat the outside, treat the inside, treat all the pets in the house. And then I say, wait a month until some of those eggs hatch out, and then go and treat the whole house again. So it's a frustrating problem. And then once you get that problem under control, it's so much easier just to stay on a preventative all year round. Because fleas is one parasite that they can live all year round in your house. They like the warmth of your house. Once they get inside, they start laying their eggs and setting up shop, and they're claiming it's my house now.
So even in the winter, if you just have an indoor pet, they should still be on flea and tick preventatives. Awesome.
And there's a couple options there. You can do the topicals, like the people have probably heard of the Frontline Drops by now. It's been around forever, and it's very safe and pretty effective, and I think it's less effective than it used to be, but I think it works really well. But you got to do it every month. You put the drops on the back of their neck. Some people are concerned about the drops being on their skin, and you're touching your dog, and if I kiss them, do I get it on my mouth and things like that. So there's a new oral flea control that works really well too. The dog takes it internally, and then it can last for 3 months and control fleas.
I like that one.
Fleas can really get to cats. Some cats can have fleas, it's no problem. Some cats have a terrible flea allergy. And the thing is, when the flea bites the dog or the cat, it takes a little bite and it injects a little saliva under the skin, and that is the antigen that makes them itchy. And then the flea jumps off, and they will sit there and itch from that bite for a week. And then in a week, another one comes by. So it doesn't take very many fleas to really make them itch. And so then they itch, and cats have the little hairs on their tongue when they groom themselves. They will rub themselves raw, and then it's itchy because it's raw, and then it licks some more, you know, and it just goes on and on and on. And some cats are very meticulous, and they will clip the hairs off, and it looks like it's been shaved. And it's just, especially on their belly, you look in that central part of their belly, it's just a naked spot, and you're like, is that the way her hair is? Or is that, you know, no, she's done that to herself by excessive grooming. And it might be an allergy because she's itchy, or it might be fleas, or it might be psychogenic hair loss, we call it, where it's a psychological problem. They're nervous and they're licking constantly, and it's just like someone chewing their fingernails. They don't think about it, they're just doing it. And it might be because the neighbor's moved in and has a tomcat, and he's been coming and spraying on your back wall, and she knows he's there, and he knows that she's there, but you don't even know what's going on, but she's really upset. Or it could be you changed your work schedule. You know, you used to work days all the time, now you're working nights, and now she's upset because, you know, her routine's mixed up, you know. So.
Things like that. Another good reason to bring them in to do an exam, because you never know what it could be.
And I guess that's kind of tells you that we're a good source for you to come and just give us a call or come by and talk to us, or if you know, if you have a problem like that, if you bring us your pet and you have an example of what the problem is, then we can really help you better that way too.
Or any questions, because it's a lot of information about flea and tick preventatives and different options, and you know, when are they supposed to be on it all year round, but how often do they take it, and you know, even just prices about things. I feel like before working here I would have had a lot of questions, and now I know, but it, you know,